Go ahead. Let's hear the question from this very low-rated anchor at CNN. Low-rated.
There are, for immigrants on the whole,
Come on, try getting it out.
What happens when Donald Trump sits across from an interviewer who thinks they can take him down? Sometimes it ends in total chaos, but other times Trump completely flips the script and destroys them in front of millions.
It's up to him.
Do you want him to rein in Robert Mueller?
What a stupid question that is. What a stupid question. But I watch you a lot. You ask a lot of stupid questions.
Maybe what's refreshing about you, because I feel like you're off the cuff, you get yourself in a lot of trouble sometimes. I think you dig yourself a hole sometimes, a deep hole, and then instead of getting out of the hole, you just dig deeper.
Some reporters seem to specialize in asking completely ridiculous questions. And Donald Trump, he makes sure they regret it every single time. Today, we're counting down 10 moments when Trump shut down rude interviewers so hard, the clips went viral around the world. Let's dive in. Let's start with the first moment, where things escalated fast.
It's a disgrace what took place. It's a disgrace. And I think they ought to apologize to start with, Michael Cohen.
During a heated press conference, a CNN reporter kept interrupting Trump, trying to take control of the room. Trump wasn't having it. He shut him down with what has now become a legendary phrase that echoed across news cycles for weeks. It was a warning shot to every journalist in the room. Don't test him.
Since you're attacking us, can you give us a question?
Go ahead.
No, Mr. President-elect.
Go ahead.
Mr. President-elect,
Go ahead.
since you are attacking
No,
our news
not you.
organization,
Not
can
you.
you give us a chance?
Your organization
You are
is
attacking
terrible.
our news organization.
Your organization
Can you give us
is
a chance
terrible.
to
Let's
ask
go.
a question, sir?
Go ahead.
Sir, can
Quiet.
you state,
Quiet.
Mr. President-elect,
Go ahead.
can you state
She's asking a question. Don't
Mr.
be rude.
President-elect, can you give us a question?
Don't be
You're
rude.
attacking us. Can you give us a question?
Don't be rude.
Can you
No, I'm
give
not
us a
going to give you a
question?
question. I'm not going to give you a
Can
question.
you state categorically?
You are fake news.
Sir.
But not every reporter sticks to questions. Some hide accusations under the guise of journalism. And that's where Trump is at his most dangerous.
On the campaign trail, you called yourself a nationalist. Some people saw that as emboldening white nationalists. Now people are also
I don't
saying
know why you'd
that
say
the
that.
president.
It's such a racist
There are
question.
some people that say that now the Republican Party is seen as supporting white nationalists
Oh, I
because
don't
of your
believe
rhetoric.
that. I don't
What do
believe
you make of that?
I don't believe it. I don't know. Why do I have my highest poll numbers ever with African Americans? Why do I have among the highest poll numbers with African Americans?
Reporters love accusing Trump of reacting too late to major crises. This time, they thought they had a perfect moment to destroy his credibility. But Trump came prepared, with facts. Every time the reporter pressed harder, hoping to knock him off balance, Trump shut her down with cold, undeniable numbers. By the end, it was clear he wasn't just defending himself. He was dismantling her entire argument in real time.
Are saying the exact same thing about you, that you should have warned them the virus was spreading like wildfire through the month of February instead of holding rallies with thousands of people. Why did you wait so long
Who are you
to
with?
warn them?
Who are you with?
And why did you not have social distancing until March 16th?
Who are you with?
I'm Weijia Jiang with CBS News.
So, if you look at what I did in terms of cutting off or banning China from coming in.
National. But by the way, not Americans who are also
Nice and
coming
easy.
from China.
Nice and easy. Just relax. Very early. Oh, I'm the president. And you know what I just did? And you know what I just...
And by the way, when you issued the ban, the virus was already here.
Okay, and you know how many people, when I issued the ban, how many cases of virus were in the United States when I issued the ban? Do you know the number? No, how many cases? Remember I said one person. How many cases were here when I issued the ban?
But did you know?
No, you have to do your research. How many?
I did my research. On the 23rd of March, you said you knew this was going to be a pandemic.
Can I tell you what? I did know it. I did know it. All I have to do is look.
So you knew
Anybody knew.
One reporter tried to corner Trump with a loaded statement, clearly aiming to make him look guilty. But Trump didn't just defend himself. He flipped the script, putting the reporter on the defensive instead. Within seconds, the entire tone of the exchange shifted, and the so-called interrogation backfired spectacularly.
So do you acknowledge that you didn't think
Keep your voice down, please. Keep your voice down.
Did you not?
How many cases were in the United States? I did a ban where I'm closing up the entire country. How many people died? How many people died in the United States? And yet I closed up the country and I believe there were no deaths, 0 deaths at the time I closed up the country. Nobody was there.
And if you think that was intense, wait until you hear what happened with Leslie Stahl. Leslie Stahl walked into her interview with a pre-planned strategy, framed the entire conversation against Trump before it even started. But when she brought up Trump's tweets attacking the media, he refused to let her control the narrative. No matter how much she pushed, Trump stayed composed, breaking down her arguments point by point.
Are you ready for some tough questions?
You're going to be fair.
I'm going to be fair.
Just be fair.
But you're okay with some tough questions?
No, I'm not.
You're not okay with tough questions?
I want him to be fair. You don't ask Biden tough questions. So. Okay.
You ready? Do you think that your tweets and your name calling are turning people off?
No, I think I wouldn't be here if I didn't have social media.
Well,
but the media is fake. And frankly, if I didn't have social media, I'd have no way of getting out my voice.
Do you know what you told me a long time ago when I asked why you keep saying fake media?
Yeah.
You said to me, I say that because I need to discredit you so that when you say negative things about me, no one will believe you.
I don't have to discredit you.
But that's what you told me.
You've discredited yourself.
You know, I didn't want to have this kind of angry.
Of course you did.
No, I didn't.
Of course you did.
No, I didn't.
Well, then you brought up a lot of subjects that
Well, I said
were
I'm going to ask you
inappropriately brought
tough
up.
questions.
They were inappropriately brought up right from the beginning. No, your first question was, this is going to be tough questions. I mean, Leslie, you started with me. Your first statement was, are you ready for tough questions?
Are you?
That's no way to talk. It's no way to talk.
Leslie, one. At one point, a producer even had to interrupt to remind her about the time left because the interview was getting that intense. But this wasn't the only time reporters underestimated him.
I think we have enough of an interview here, Hope. Okay, that's enough. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go meet for 2 seconds, okay? Thanks. I'll see you in a little while. Thanks.
Be careful.
When pressed about his stance on race and his relationship with black voters, Trump didn't just defend himself. He laid out real policies, real actions, and real results. The interviewer expected vague answers, but instead got a direct, unshakable breakdown. And just when they thought they'd regained control, Trump delivered a final blow that left them completely speechless.
Mr. President, we so appreciate you giving us an hour of your time. I want to start by addressing the elephant in the room, sir. A lot of people did not think it was appropriate for you to be here today. You have pushed false claims about some of your rivals, from Nikki Haley to former President Barack Obama, saying that they were not born in the United States, which is not true. You have told 4 congresswomen of color who were American citizens to go back to where they came from. You have used words like animal and rabid to describe black district attorneys. You've attacked black journalists, calling them a loser, saying the questions that they ask are, quote, stupid and racist. You've had dinner with a white supremacist at your Mar-a-Lago resort. So my question, sir, now that you are asking black supporters to vote for you, why should black voters trust you after you have used language like that?
Well, first of all, I don't think I've ever been asked a question so in such a horrible manner. First question. You don't even say, hello, how are you? Are you with ABC? Because I think they're a fake news network, a terrible network. And I think it's disgraceful that I came here in good spirit. I love the black population of this country. I've done so much for the black population of this country, including employment, including opportunity zones with Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina, which is one of the greatest programs ever for black workers and black entrepreneurs. I've done so much, and and I say this, historically black colleges and universities were out of money, they were stone cold broke, and I saved them, and I gave them long-term financing, and nobody else was doing it. I think it's a very rude introduction. I don't know exactly why you would do something like that. And let me go a step further. I was invited here, and I was told my opponent, whether it was Biden or Kamala, I was told my opponent was going to be here. It turned out my opponent isn't here. You invited me under false pretense. And then you said, you can't do it with Zoom. Well, where's Zoom? She's going to do it with Zoom, and she's not coming. And then you were half an hour late, just so we understand. I have too much respect for you to be late. They couldn't get their equipment working or something
Mr.
was
President,
wrong.
I would love
I think
if you
it's
can
a
answer the
very
question
nasty
on your rhetoric
question.
and why you
I have
believe that
answered the
black voters
question.
should trust you with another
I
4
have
years.
been the best president for the black population since Abraham Lincoln. That's my answer.
Better than President
That's
Johnson,
my
who signed the
answer.
Voting Rights
And
Act?
for you to start off a question and answer period, especially when you're 35 minutes late because you couldn't get your equipment to work in such a hostile manner, I think it's a disgrace.
When the classified documents controversy exploded, reporters thought they finally had Trump cornered. They came armed with tough questions, ready to humiliate him on live TV.
But I also want to talk about some of the other investigations that you're facing. We talked about others at the top, but one of those is the special counsel's investigation into classified documents that were found at Mar-a-Lago. Why did you take those documents with you when you left the White House?
I had every right to under the Presidential Records Act. You have the Presidential Records Act. I was there and I took what I took and it gets declassified. Biden, on the other hand, he has 1,850 boxes. He had boxes sent to Chinatown, where they don't speak even English in that Chinatown we're talking about.
But Trump wasted no time pointing out a glaring double standard, completely shifting the focus. The reporter kept pushing, but every attempt to trap Trump was met with a swift, no-nonsense rebuttal. And just when she thought she had him, Trump delivered a response so sharp that the audience actually cheered.
I gotta stop you right there then, because the Presidential Records Act, which is not well known to a lot of people, I read it. It does not say that you can take documents with you. It says actually that they are the property of the federal government.
It says you talk, you negotiate, you make a deal. It's not criminal, by the way. The Presidential Records Act is not criminal. And just so you know,
it does not say you can negotiate to take the documents with you.
Can I tell you? Just so you understand, the Presidential Records Act is not criminal. I took the documents I'm allowed to. You know who else took them? Obama took them. Nixon took them. Reagan took them. Oh, he didn't?
But that's the question that investigators have, I think, is why you held on to those documents when you knew the federal government was seeking them and then had given you a subpoena to return them.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Can I talk?
Yeah, what's the answer?
Do you mind?
I would like for you to answer the question.
Okay, it's very simple to answer.
That's why I asked it.
It's very simple you're a nasty person, I'll tell you.
Can you answer why you held on to the documents?
I was negotiating and we were talking to NARA, that's Washington, to bring whatever they want. They can have whatever they want.
During another tense briefing, a reporter tried to corner Trump about presidential pardons, setting up a classic gotcha moment. But within seconds, Trump flipped the conversation on its head, turning the question back on the media itself. Even when the reporter tried to redirect, Trump cut through the noise and ended the topic decisively. It wasn't just a win, it was total domination.
The full soundbite from Tim Russert you said to him was, "I'm very pro-choice. I hate the concept of abortion."
Correct.
But I'm very
Why didn't you read that? By the way, why didn't you read that before?
I pulled it up the
No, but why didn't you read that before? You didn't read, I hate the concept of abortion.
I'm reading it to you on my question.
Excuse me.
Are you a trustworthy
Excuse me, very trustworthy. More so than you. Because you know what? You didn't read the question. See, when you quoted Tim Russert, you didn't read what you just said. Read it again.
Quoting you. I'll read it again. I'll read it now.
Go ahead.
I'm very pro-choice. I hate the concept of abortion.
Okay, you didn't read. Why didn't you say, when you asked the question before, that I hate the concept of abortion?
Because the question from the pro-life group can't be trusted.
You were quoting Tim Russert, and you were quoting, you were quoting Tim and you were quoting me. Why didn't you read my quote the way I said it?
I tried to pull it up and I didn't have Wi-Fi.
Well, then you got to get Wi-Fi, okay? Don't ask me questions like that. You're not a very good reporter doing that. Okay, go ahead.
Things reached a boiling point when CNN's Jim Acosta challenged Trump over the migrant caravan.
Statements that you made in the tail end of the campaign. In the midterms.
Here we go.
If you don't mind, Mr. President, that this caravan was an invasion. As you know, Mr. President,
I consider it to be an invasion.
As you know, Mr. President, the caravan was not an invasion. It's a group of migrants moving up from Central America towards the border with the U.S.
Thank you for telling me that.
And why did you characterize it as such?
Because I consider it an invasion. You and I have a difference of opinion.
But do you think that you demonized immigrants in this election
I want them to come into the country, but they have to come in legally.
The exchange quickly turned hostile, with Acosta interrupting nonstop, determined to push Trump into a corner. Trump tried to move on, but Acosta refused to back off. Finally, Trump had enough. He dropped the hammer with one brutal move, ending the discussion entirely and leaving Acosta humiliated on live television.
They're hundreds of miles away, though. They're hundreds and hundreds of
You know
miles
what?
away.
I
That's
think
not an
you
invasion.
should, honestly, I think you should let me run the country. You run CNN.
All right.
And if you did it well, your ratings
Let
would
me
be
ask,
much
if
better.
I may ask one other question. Mr. President, if I may ask
Peter,
one
go
other
ahead.
question, are you worried?
That's enough. That's enough.
Mr. President, I
That's
was
enough.
going to ask one of the other folks.
That's
have had,
enough.
Pardon me, ma'am. I have one other
Peter,
question,
let's
if
go.
I may ask, on the Russia investigation. Are you concerned that you may have
I'm not concerned
indictments-
about anything with
that you
the
may have
Russian
indictments coming
investigation
down?
because it's a hoax. That's enough. Put down the mic. I'll tell you what, CNN should be ashamed of itself having you working for them. You are a rude, terrible person. You shouldn't be working for CNN. Go ahead.
I think that's unfair.
You're a very rude person. The way you treat Sarah Huckabee is horrible. And the way you treat other people are horrible. You shouldn't treat people that way. Go ahead.
Another reporter thought they had the perfect trap lined up. A question so sharp it would leave Trump stumbling. But as soon as they asked it, Trump seized control, flipping the narrative before they even realized what happened. The reporter scrambled to recover, but it was too late. Trump didn't just answer the question, he obliterated it, leaving nothing for the media to spin.
Go ahead, Peter, go ahead.
In Jim's defense, I've traveled with him and watched him. He's a diligent reporter who busts his
Well, I'm
butt
not a
like
big
the rest
fan of
us.
yours either, so
I understand.
to be honest.
So let me ask you a question if I can. You repeatedly said...
You aren't the best.
Mr. President, you repeatedly, over the course of
Okay,
the...
just sit down, please. Well, when you report fake news, when you report fake news, which CNN does a lot, you are the enemy of the people. Go ahead.
Mr. President.
Over and over again, Trump has proven one thing. When interviewers try to ambush him, they almost always end up ambushed themselves. From viral shutdowns to legendary comebacks, these moments show exactly why Trump remains one of the most unpredictable figures in modern politics. But here's the real question. Out of all these moments, which one was the most brutal? Who do you think Trump absolutely destroyed the worst? Drop your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to like and subscribe for more epic political showdowns.